Hello, it is Thursday, December 5th, 2024. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Thursday crossword today, which means we're going to be solving a themed puzzle, and the theme will be intricate or involved in some way. And we can already see some shaded cells visible on the grid there. So we'll have to find out what that means. We'll do that soon enough. And this themed Thursday edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Fargrim, Josh Allen, and, as always, the indomitable Showmaster, the indefinable Charlie Paget, and the inexplicable Chris Ward. Thank you so much to the five of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support. They do, of course, keep this channel going. They sustain it day in, day out, and for that, I'm very grateful. Thank you to those five and to everybody who supports the channel via Patreon. If you'd like to do that yourself, you can head to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the description field link, where you'll find the bonus videos available to patrons, and for benefactors, like those I've just mentioned, the official Let's Check the Crosses mug. Thank you so much to everybody who supports the channel in that way. And thanks as well if you subscribe on YouTube, which is also a big help. And finally, you can help out by liking videos, commenting from time to time. Those things all do their part. And there's that Daily Solve Discord chat server you can join, linked in the description field. All right, let's get on to today's crossword by Garrett Chalfin, who's constructed, I think, around 10 puzzles for the New York Times. It was edited once again by Joel Faliano. It's a themed Thursday crossword. Let's find out what's going on. Let's start solving. They're checked before a show. Mics, you do a mic check maybe? Before a broadcast? This could be something else, but let's check it and see. Raincoats in England. Could be Macs or Macintoshes. England just meaning it's, language you'd hear in the UK. Well, I guess in England, but in the UK more broadly. Chain restaurant whose name sounds like something a rabbit might say. IHOP. I haven't seen that one before. So the International House of Pancakes, IHOP, which might be a declaration made by a rabbit. Important post at the Post. Something editor. I assume this is the Post in the sense of a newspaper. Probably the Washington Post. Could be the Yorkshire Post. You never know. Important post at the Post. Copy editor. That's probably a very obvious thing I'm missing here. Mate's call. So this could be a mate aboard a ship. Oops, ahoy. You often, it's a very stereotypical thing you hear a sailor shout. Largest city on the Tasman Sea. Sydney, Australia. Let's see if that is correct. Past issues to settle. Cold cases. Right. So if a criminal case or an investigation has gone cold, it's been unsolved for years, let's say. So what is this? What's the important post at the Post? Moxie. If you've got moxie, you've got spunk, you've got a kind of drive and a kind of verve. What about seems like I have something wrong. Blank punk hybrid music genre. Maybe this is wrong. Moxie. Maybe we're meant to do something different with the shaded cells. They don't just take the letters normally. I don't know. What about this? What Monday meals might lack? Oh, meatless Monday is a thing that, sort of a trend, I suppose. What is this? Blank punk, hybrid music genre. Ska punk? Cold, past issues to settle. Yeah, okay. Actually, that works. So what would this be? Past issues to settle. Cold. Maybe it's not cold. Oh, column something? Important post. Oh, columnist. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, someone who writes columns. There we go. Well, we'll come back to this. I'm not sure what's going on with that theme answer. Nickname for NBA great Nate Archibald. He was actually 6'1" tiny, maybe. I guess. Okay. I don't know this player, but unsurprisingly, but let's assume that's correct. I'm assuming that the mention of his height is relevant to the nickname. Bit. just a tad, a bit. Melber on MSNBC. Maybe Ari? It seems, maybe I've heard that name. Let's see. Flower that gets its name from the Greek word for rainbow. Iris, it must be. Okay, so is this going to be completely baffling? Probably. Big Bash. A disco something? No. Do we sort of read it again or something like that? Cold soul? No. Past issues to settle. Olds? Do we just read the shaded part? I don't know how this works. Well, I don't think the downs are affected, so we'll try that. Native Rwandan. This will be an ethnic group, presumably. I'm not sure offhand. Small earrings, studs. There we go, there's something. No place for fine china. Kids table, maybe? I think kids table was in the... I don't remember if it was in the New York Times crossword or the most recent passwords I solved, but it was in a recent puzzle, and that helped have it in my brain. Tight curl, a knot. Matching pullover and cardigan pairs. Pullover and cardigan pairs. Not sure what that is, sorry. Sickly looking. Wan, maybe? You're sort of pale. Twin something? Tight curl. Oh, kink, like in hair. Oh, there, that's what it is. Right, okay, yes. That's what it is. Okay. Okay, so director Lee, film director Ang Lee. And a big bash is dishing. That looks like a word that could fit here, but I don't know why it would be the answer. Dissing could also be it. Oh, big bash, maybe a diss. I don't quite get what's going on with these. I say I don't at all understand what's going on with these. Matching pullover and cardigan pairs. Well, this is probably ing, so twinsies? I don't know why that would be that specifically. Lao Tzu. Twin. Sets? Is that called a twin set? A matching pullover and cardigan pair? I don't know. It's not familiar to me, but it could be. Let's see if I'm just going to try it with this. To date, as yet. Well, that's an S. That part's not helpful. Well, I mean, it's helpful, but it's not surprising. Like much movie theater popcorn, right? And this is another one of these. I just don't know what to do with it. I have to assume twin sets is right. So this looks like dishing, dissing, disking, unlikely. It's probably what? Oh, I was going to say Houthi. I think I was confusing that with the Houthis. But Hutu, maybe? Dishing, that would work with dishing. Hutu, that sounds correct. I think that's probably right. Native Rwandan, let's see if it is. Well, I can't see if it is because I don't know how this works. So this would be dishing. Shin, big bash. You bash your shin? I mean, I just do not know how this works. I feel very ignorant at the moment. I'm just not able to see what's going on. Okay. Anyway, oh, wait a second. Shindig, a big bash is a shindig. So we read the shaded cells, then we append the other ones. Shindig. So this one is old scores. You settle old scores. Oh, wait, sorry. We already have the C. So old SCORES. Right. And then that makes, and then these make valid entries, without the modification. That's very impressive. So cold sores becomes old scores and dishing becomes shindig. Very good. Okay, I'm relieved I finally understand how this works. All right, I don't know if that's going to help me solve these, but we'll see. 12 mazes. Is this a This is a scientific unit of measurement, maybe? Is it something to do with... No, I think I'm thinking of Mason, and that has nothing to do. That's not a unit of measurement. Is it months in Spanish? Would it then be año? I'm going to try this and see. I wasn't finished. Oh, is it ahem? Clearing your throat to draw attention. I think this might be right. Setting for the 2019 comedy Wine Country. I don't know this film, but it's probably Napa, which is a wine region in Northern California, north of San Francisco. Dr. Zhivago's Love. I've actually never seen Dr. Zhivago, although I know it's a book, but also a film by David Lean, whose film Lawrence of Arabia is one of my favorite films. Actually, two of his are among my favorite films, Lawrence of Arabia and Brief Encounter. Brief Encounter, less often discussed than Lawrence of Arabia, but a genuinely, truly great film. Highly recommend Brief Encounter by David Lean. Anyway, Dr. Zhivago's Love. I actually don't know the answer. Go caving. Oh, this doesn't look right. Spelunk. Maybe this isn't a hem. Yeah, that'll be that. So I wasn't finished. So? Oh, Laura. Isn't Laura a character in Dr. Zhivago? I wasn't Oh, also, that's what it is. Okay, yep, that's right. Fertile refuge, an oasis where things might be growing. Out of this world, it's alien. Okay. Like many romance novels. Not sure. What about this? Places in the pecking order. So we have to remember that we're going to be reading this with this self first. So these four, then US, then those others. Places in the pecking order. I don't really know. Like many romance novels, I'm not sure. A series of unfortunate events villain. Right. I've not read nor seen any of these. I do not know. Does programming work? Codes, maybe? Right. Computer software. La Forza del Destino, for one. I don't know. I don't know what this is. What is that? I don't know. Okay, missions in brief. Ops, operations, like military operations. Voltaire or Leibniz, religiously speaking. Deists, probably. It's fairly common for sort of thinkers of that time period. One of a pair of mismatched friends on Sesame Street. Mismatched. Is it Ernie? Like Bert and Ernie? What does mismatched mean? I'm not sure what that means in this particular context. Long stories are sagas. Oh, this must be an opera. Okay, I don't know this opera, but it must be one. There we go. Okay, so that's fine. So a series of unfortunate events villain. What about this? One of a pair. It does look like Ernie, doesn't it? What does that mean, mismatched friends? I guess because they have very different personalities. Is that what it's getting at? I think Ernie is sort of very bubbly and extroverted, and Bert is sort of slightly grumpy and introverted, perhaps. Drawing on. If you're drawing on something, you're using it. Oh, count. Right. I've seen this character depicted, I think. He has maybe a sort of long, pointy nose, but I'm not sure his name. Places in the pecking orders. Statues? No. How can I not see what this is? Places in the pecking order. Oh, maybe this is deism. Sorry, was it? No. Okay. I was wondering if I'd maybe mistyped that, but I don't think I did. Because it says Voltaire or Leibniz, religiously speaking. So yeah, I was thinking maybe it was saying what is their kind of religious belief or something. But no, I think this is deist. Okay. How can I not infer this? It's almost all there. Places in the pecking order. So it could be a verb or a noun. It's probably a verb. Something uses. I don't know what this is. Sorry. Food thickener. Agar. Does that help? I want this to be an S. Fertile refuge. Oasis. These have to be right. Spelunk. That has to be right. Gear tooth. A cog. Cog to sort of gear that's part of machinery. Oh, Count Olav or Olaf. One of those. I'm not sure which, but I bet that's it. Count Olav or Olaf. Breaking down grammatically, parsing. So there we go. And sparing is the word we've created. Okay. Does that help me with anything? Like many romance novels. How do I not? Oh, U.S. states. That'll be the actual sort of surface read. Stat uses? What? Stat uses? Statuses? Oh my goodness. It just says statuses. Sorry. I'm this unusual this kind of inverted parsing, speaking of parsing, has rendered me completely incapable of reading this answer properly. Oof, that was horrible. Okay, so places in the pecking order, it was a noun in this case, not a verb. Statuses. Oh, there we go. Took me long enough. Okay, so many romance novels are escapist. That's fine. Alamo Drafthouse is a movie theater chain that I used to go there in when they opened one in San Francisco in an old disused movie palace, and it was pretty great. And I went there pretty much every week when I lived there. A small amount of LSD, e.g., a microdose. Sure thing, boss. On it. Yeah, that's it. Organization with the sculpture Kryptos outside its headquarters. Must be the CIA. I think I've seen and read about this before, but I don't actually remember anything about it now. And I've certainly never been there. Hefty expense for an RV trip would be the gasoline, the petrol. Blank District, Arts District, feature of many an urban area. That looks correct to me. Matches with, aligns with, maybe? Let's see if that's right. Not for here. No, it isn't. Because not for here in a restaurant perhaps could be you order it to go for takeaway. And match. Oh, I see. Yes, these things match. They agree. They go together. All right. If it's out of the ordinary, it's odd. Rapper who founded Aftermath Entertainment must be Dr. Dre. That looks correct. Trick. Oh, a trick is a ruse, a deception. And college where 20 prime ministers were educated. Well, of course, it is the official private educational institution of the New York Times crossword. It is Eton. There we go. Just outside of London. And name on Canadian pumps is Esso, which I think is fast becoming the official sort of gasoline brand of the New York Times crossword. We've got two of these, I think, official candidates, perhaps, crossing one another today. Word before a timestamp in direct messaging. So, right, it could tell you the time at which the message was seen by its recipient. Oh, Pixar film whose title suggests how to read 5 answers in this puzzle. It's Inside Out. Yes, indeed. And we are reading these inside out. Very good. Okay, well, that would have been helpful when I was up here. But I got it eventually. First and last 2 words of green eggs and ham. I am, Sam, I am, whatever. There we go. That's the Dr. Seuss children's book, of course. Organization with conferences. It could be the NCAA, the National, I think it's something like National Collegiate Athletics Administration or something, but they have, I think that'll be the answer. They have different conferences, different sort of groupings of schools that play in their leagues. Looking over, if you're eyeing something, you're looking over it. And a starting point is, I don't know, actually. Pace. Cadence, the speed or the pace at which you're doing something. One-time Kremlin rulers, so the czars of pre-revolutionary Russia. Can't seem to speak. Starting point, I see the germ of idea could be its starting point. There we go. Elaborate hairstyle is coif. You might be coiffed by a stylist. So Count Olaf with an F. There we go. That disambiguates that. Help wanted sign, question mark, SOS, the sort of internationally recognized distress signal. And a symbol of obstinacy is an ass, just animal that is sort of stereotypically uncooperative. All right, like much movie theater popcorn. Oh, buttered. No. There. Yeah, I see. Okay. It's rebutted is the sort of surface read. There we go. And when we read it inside out, we get buttered popcorn. There we go. Maybe at the Alamo Drafthouse. They've got you covered. I'm not sure. Like the feeling of deja vu. It's eerie, the feeling that something's already occurred. Apple or BlackBerry? Well, BlackBerry being capitalized in that mixed case manner makes it look like the brand rather than the plant. So what are they? These are brands? Oh, yes, Apple or BlackBerry. Either one of them is a brand. So you might see two and think, well, why isn't it brands? It's because we're only referring to Apple or BlackBerry, a single brand. Atop quaintly. If something's atop something else, it's over it or it's o'er it in a quaint sense, in a poetic or quaint sense. Big name in dental floss. Oral-B is an oral hygiene brand. Course concluder could be the final exam. And marsh plant, a sedge probably. Let's see, they've got you covered. Oh, roofs have you covered, sure. And then fall behind is to lag, and so this is indeed sedge. And that's it. That was the Thursday crossword. There we go. A nice themed puzzle with what turned out to be a fairly, it was a very consistent theme. So it was a single operation done throughout the puzzle, but it eluded me for the first few theme answers. So we have cold sores, which when turned inside out becomes old scores. We have U.S. states, which become statuses. We have dishing, which becomes shindig. Sparing, which becomes parsing. And finally, rebutted, which becomes buttered. Oh, and these are all read, of course, inside out, as explained by the revealer, which, as predicted by Lyell's law, is located down here in the across clues, abutting the eastern border of the grid, and frequently, as in this case, precisely three rows north of the southern border. And there we go. That is where we'd expect it, as predicted by Lyell, a viewer of this channel, and it is there. That's not always where the revealer will be, but it's frequently the case, and it explains how to interpret this puzzle's theme. And that's that. Oh, and are these? Yes, these are symmetrically disposed. So the shaded cells are not symmetrically disposed in the grid, but the position of the theme answers generally is. So inside out is symmetrically placed to cold sores, rebutted is symmetrically placed to U.S. states, and dishing is symmetrically placed relative to sparing. And that is, as I always say, that is a sort of conscientious way of constructing a theme. It's more elegant and visually pleasing. And there we have it. That was the Thursday crossword. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back tomorrow for the Friday puzzle, our first of two themeless crosswords for the week. So do join me for that. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Thursday. Take care.